Alright, so this is my video for the acupressure points discussion. I'm going to show a few points. On the horse, and we're going to start with the stomach 36. Stomach 36 is 1/2 sternum lateral to the tibia crest on the lateral side of the tibia. So to find this point, it's on the stomach meridian, about right here. It is the master point for the abdomen and the gastrointestinal tract. It helps with the nutrient chi and tonifies and regulates the spleen. It's also good for colic, seizures, stomach ulcers, and lack of appetite. It's also a good point for a healthy horse. It has many other benefits not discussed here. Next, we're going to talk about the bladder 40. So we follow the bladder line to the midpoint of the transverse crease on the popliteal fossa. It's about right here. Bladder 40 is the master point for back and hips. It clears heat and dispels wind. It also helps with the stifle disorders, so the stifle's right here. It helps muscle spasms and obviously the back and hips. Next, we are going to do, need to get her to stand up a little bit, there we go. Gallbladder 34. So gallbladder 34 is almost next to stomach 36. So we have the stomach 36 right here. Gallbladder will be between the tibia and the fibula. Whoa, baby. Between the long and digital extensors here. She is a little antsy today. So stomach 36 and the gallbladder 34. It's the master point for tendons and ligaments. It clears heat and strengthens the knees. It's good for the blood flow and chi throughout the legs and the body, and relaxes the tendons if there's a muscle spasm. Alright, so spleen 6 is on the medial side of the animal. For the video, I am going to show you, let's get her to stand up a little bit, there we go, through the back side here. It's 3 sternum above the medial malleolus. Spleen 6 would be right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's good for, it's a master point for the urogenital system, rear abdomen, and regulates the estrus, softens hard masses, used for dry skin, flatulence, and UTIs. Whew, whoa, baby. So we're going to talk about the points on the front legs, and we're going to start with the large intestine 4. Large intestine 4 will be found on the medial side. You will work on the side that you're on, but for video purposes I'm going to reach under here and touch a few of the points. So the large intestine 4 medial side, distal and medial to the head of the medial splint bone. So we're going to feel for that splint bone back here. It's the master point for the face and mouth. It is also the source point for the large intestine, tonifies protective chi, and used for neck pain, forelimb pain, mouth pain, and shoulder pain. It clears the nose and also protective chi. Oh goodness.
Cat attack. Okay, go back.
All right. I think I got them all, but for the large intestine. But the next point we will go with is the pericardium 6. It's in front of and in the middle of the chestnut. So we're going to reach under here again. So it's about right here. And it is the master point for the chest and front abdomen. It calms the spirit, which we need right now. Clears the brain, regulates and tonifies the heart since it surrounds the heart. And it's the connecting point for the triple heater to the pericardium. Our next point is the conception vessel 17, and it is on the ventral midline, just at the level of the elbow here. So the elbow's right there, and it is the alarm point for the pericardium. Assessment here determines if the problem persists deeper into the organ system instead of just the meridian. It's an influential point for the respiratory system, and Qi facilitates lactation. It's also good for respiratory issues and breast disorders and anxiety. Our next point is kidney 27, found on in between the sternum and the first rib. It is on this front side here. Her sternum and her first rib. It's the association point for all association points. It regulates the lungs and stomach, tonifies the kidneys, lack of appetite, all the heaves, cough, chest pains. So those points are for our front half here. All right, so I'm going to discuss 2 points that are on the top line here. First is bladder 17, and it is on the bladder meridian, and happens to be in front of bladder 18, which is the liver. Yes, bladder 18. So it is 3 soon to the caudal border of the spinosus process, like mostly the association points. It is on the 12th thoracic vertebrae. So we have the normal association points and bladder 17. It is the influential point for blood and the diaphragm. It regulates and tonifies the blood. If there's any low hemoglobin, white blood cell count, blood pressure, prolonged clotting time, you can touch this point to help that. It also facilitates blood flow. And the next point is governing vessel 14. It is on the dorsal midline, like the conception vessel was on the ventral midline. So it is right in front of the withers. It is the depression between the 7th cervical vertebrae and the 1st thoracic vertebrae. She's a little chunkier here, so I can't really palpitate that, but it is in front of the withers. It calms the spirit, clears the brain, tonifies protective Qi, and benefits cervical issues, fever, and heat stroke.